Hello, happy people. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. I am going to be taking down my previous scope, so if you didn't watch it, too bad. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hello, how are you? Welcome. So, hi, 2 moves ahead. Oh, excuse me. So I just had a fabulous time with Angelica. She's one of my clients, and we did a VIP intensive, 2.5 hours. And I want to share with you what the title said, which is like 3 things you need to consider when you're putting together your high-end offers. So I'm gonna give you those 3 things. But before I do that, I don't know if you guys were, hey Kayla, I was trying to share a webinar with you guys yesterday, and I couldn't because Scope wouldn't let me, so I'll share that with you in a moment. So if you feel like you have friends who need to hear this, coaches, consultants, or anyone in the service-based industry, transformation entrepreneurs who want to sell high-end offers, whether it's retreats, whether it's masterminds, go ahead and share this with them on Twitter, Facebook, and of course, share this with them via Periscope. All right, so for anyone who's just meeting me, whether you're watching the replay or you just hopped on the scope, my name is FabyGiordani from FabyGiordani.com, and I am a business and brand coach for female entrepreneurs who desire to build successful online empires, and I help them do that through smart, effective marketing strategies. It's going to get them results quicker. Thank you for sharing, and I help them get visible, focus on getting clients, and of course get paid. So we do focus on multiple streams of income. So today, one of those streams of income is one-on-one work. Side note, I'm loving the 5. Yay! I'm excited to hear that. Thank you. So I want to share with you how to position your high-end offers to actually sell out, but also how to make it a win-win for both sides, right? So before we do that though, I want to share with you, I've teamed up with Lead Pages. Lead Pages is my #1 online marketing tool. It really streamlines my marketing, my list building efforts. Hey, Rochelle. It has really helped me grow my list, and like my list is growing by itself. And partly because I'm using Lead Pages. So I've teamed up with, I guess he calls himself the educator, Tim Page of Lead Pages. And we're doing a webinar called 4 secrets to, I think it's 4 secrets or 4 steps to building your list without doing so much marketing. So if you are sick and tired of trying to do 1,000 things to market your business to grow your list online, this is definitely the webinar for you. So if you want to go there, I've written it on a notebook. You can go to bit.ly, all lowercase, bit.ly/grow your list webinar. I know, right? So you're going to learn exactly how to market and grow your list without having to do so much work. And Lead Pages, whenever they do a training, it's always incredible. And this is 100% free, so take a snapshot of this, share this with a friend. All this is lowercase. Don't do the capital B, but it's lowercase bit.ly/grow your list webinar. Maybe I should have chosen a different code, but yeah, that's what I did there. All right? For anyone else who needs to snap it. All right, back to me though. All right, so thank you so much for sharing. All right, so let's get started on the 3 things you need. So we're gonna talk about 3 things you need to consider your high-end offers, like to consider for your high-end offers. So what is a high-end offer? I would say your Lux offer. So maybe some people might think high-end is anywhere from $5,000 and up, but for me, what I think in terms of a premium offer, if when you're charging, it's about several things. It's the experience and it's also the cost. So a premium offer normally range from $1,000 and up, but there are people who, depending on the target market, a premium might be $500 and up. So whatever that is for you, for me, standard is $1,000 and up. That's a premium offer. Okay, so if you would like to learn how to sell, like, you know, VIP incentives, how to sell your high-end coaching offers, and how to actually sell your, you know, VIP days, but also like retreats, this is one of the things you need to think about. So the first thing you need to think about, hopefully you guys are still with me because I don't see any hearts, and y'all know hearts mean that you're telling me that you like what I'm dishing over here. And also, of course, that also tells me that you're still here because, you know, Periscope be tripping. The first thing you want to think about is the overall experience of your client. So when you're thinking about putting together your packages for high-end offers, what is the overall experience that you want them to have? So if you're doing a 90-day package, it's not just let me coach you through your problems in your business. What exactly are you helping them do? What's the experience? Oh no, it's okay. Focus on driving. Hearts are not important. Thank you, Ladina, overall experience that you want them to have. So for example, we're going to use a VIP day or a VIP intensive. I don't want to just show up and be like, oh, let's talk about this strategy and let's move on with our lives. I'd love to have a whole entire experience. So we actually plan on meeting up. Okay, cool. Plan on meeting up at Starbucks. And then we were in Celebration, Florida. And I'm like, oh, there was no seats. The universe knows exactly what it's doing. There were no seats inside of Starbucks. It was small. And there was this gorgeous hotel that we went to. And it was very luxe. The setting was luxe. We sat in like these chairs that felt like thrones. And it was fun. The lunch was delicious. So overall, because it was like a last minute, I'd love to meet you in person because she lives near me. I was like, great, let's do this. But you can think about it overall. If I knew Celebration, I probably would have planned it. But, you know, Jesus planned this, okay? I didn't have to put any planning in it. It turned out awesome. So God is great. I did ask God for an incredible experience, so it was great. All right, so the experience overall. So, for example, if you're doing a VIP day, you know, the setting, is it going to be at a hotel? You're going to provide lunch. What kind of setting are you trying to have? I'm already parked. Is it going to be a luxe experience? And what does that luxe experience look like? You can also include things like bonuses in terms of photo shoots, depending on how much you charge. Sorry, the sweater is impossible. Depending on how much you charge, maybe a photo shoot. And you don't have to include that, but think about what is the overall experience for my client. Yes, they're going to get great strategy. Hey, Tamara. Yes, they're going to get results from me, but what is the overall experience? Another thing you can think about in terms of experience, if you do an intensive, this is one of the examples we're talking about, you can create an intensive book. So this book is going to help the client walk through your signature system, right? So for example, if you're doing a brand strategy intensive, so what does that mean for that person? Most likely this person is not clear about their brand strategy. They don't know how to get customers, and they have an overall brand that doesn't connect with their audience. So maybe you can create a 10-page workbook that's going to help them walk through that, and you guys can do it together. If it's an so for my my intensives, it's an implementation intensive as well. So let's say we're talking about, you know, I want to create more time and more freedom in my business. Then I'm going to help you pull up your calendar, and we're going to work on like a content calendar. We're going to plug in time off for in your calendar. We're going to plug in things like when should I send my emails, things like that. So the first thing again is experience. The second thing you need to think about when you're creating a luxe offer, thank you for sharing, love, is what are your clients' needs, right? What are their needs overall? Not every, even though you have a formulated package, think about the overall experience. So for me, if you work with me, I always tell people it's not cookie cutter. I cannot tell you to do the same thing a boutique owner would do if you are a coach. Exactly. What are their needs? What exactly are they looking for you to solve? And also think about their desired outcome. So for them, what is the overall experience? So most people would say when they work with me, I want to make money. But how does that show up for them? Get some clarity. How do you handle location-based bonuses like a photo shoot? You know, I'm a photographer, so I'll probably do it if I can't find a photographer, but you would buffer that into your price, which is my third thing, which is your pricing. So I would say consider everything before you put your packages together. So don't just offer a bonus and it's not in the price, and you get a photographer that's like $1,000 and your intensive is $1,000, so it doesn't make sense. But I would say you can plan ahead, and that's why you'd want to plan ahead. That's a part of the experience as well. So ideally, unless they're flying in, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't offer them that because of the fact that I won't be able to get there and get them a photographer. I want to be able to be there and see how everything plans out. After this, I'm going to share with you how I'm planning my VIP days. And lastly is the pricing. So when you think about the overall experience, your client's needs, and all the things that you want to provide in terms of either a luxe experience or an amazing 90 days, whatever it is, you have to basically price accordingly. So when I did Passport to Six-Figure pricing, I'm tapping the screen, but I don't see hearts. Oh, no. Oh, thank you. Something's wrong with Periscope. I think Periscope Summit has it all out of whack, but that's cool. Thank you so much. So when I did Passport to Six Figures, I counted everything from my website, my sales page, paying my team, because the deluxe level includes like website design and done for you components, implemented components that we would take care of for you. I would strategize with them. They tell me what they want. We put it together. I have to pay for that. Who's going to pay my team to do that, right? So if you're underpricing yourself, then you're actually losing money So exactly, scope summit problems. So you have to think about all that, because when you price yourself accordingly, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to. Pricing is a mindset thing as well. Of course, you have to think about the factors of what it costs to run your business, all this stuff. But most people, it's a mindset issue. They're like, oh, I feel like I'm overcharging and I'm robbing people. First of all, if you're doing your job and you're providing results, how are you robbing people? Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So you're not robbing people. You're actually providing a service. Remember that you are providing value, and in exchange, people will give you value back in terms of money. So if you have money blocks, deal with that. But you have to think about, if I want to give, I want to provide lunches. If you have an in-person intensive with me, I want to have lunch with you. So if I don't include that in my fee so I can actually cover it, how am I supposed to provide that experience? If I want to buy a gift for you, or the photo shoot, or whatever the case may be, how will I actually provide that if I'm not including my price? Also, how will I do that if I'm not making a profit? I don't want to be a disgruntled coach, right? There's nothing worse than you hiring somebody to help you and then they're like angry because they didn't charge enough, and now they're not really themselves. Remember that you're robbing yourself of the ability to live the lifestyle that you want. And of course, you're actually teaching that audience that it's okay. What's happening? What's this girl by? But you're actually teaching your audience that it's okay, that you're okay being, charging less than you're worth, basically. All right, so let's recap. Number one, the overall experience. How do you want to structure your intensive, your 90-day programs, your masterminds, and also the structure too, on what it is that you're doing. Number two, what are your clients' needs and wants, so that you can customize something, a customized solution for them. Because ideally, sometimes, oh, you agree. That's a new one for me. Whenever my niece says girl bad, it means get out her face. So I was like, what? Ideally, with the client's needs, you want to think about, not everyone needs a freaking 90-day program, right? You can have something else. Maybe it's not advertised on your site, but let's say you talk to them, you get on that discovery call, you find out what they need, you can offer that. And pricing, because you need to cover not just your expenses, but the overall experience. If you're going to pay for a hotel room, or you're going to do a VIP or a live event or a retreat, think about how much it costs for you to rent the hotel room, if you're going to include any food, any materials, any guest speakers. All these things factor in, and you can't just say, oh, that'll be $97 for a retreat, and you make $0. So yeah, you might get exposure. Thank you. You might get exposure, but then you don't make a profit. You are still a business, and it saddens me to see anyone, women or men entrepreneurs, charging because they're like, I'm not experienced. What I want you to remind yourself when you're thinking about experience is, what have I done in the past that's similar to this? For example, when I launched my business, I was like, I'm not experienced, but yeah, I am. I was a trainer. I have a marketing background. I've done this before. So it's not like I've never done it. It's just because I didn't do it for myself. So oftentimes we devalue what we already know, just because we're like, oh, I've never done it in a business format on my own. So it's okay. You had the experience. But I want you to think about all these things when you're considering putting together high-end offers. All right. Any questions, concerns, or outbursts? All right, so while I'm waiting for questions to roll in, you're welcome. What I want to share with you is that for my VIP intensives, I will be doing more of that, because I'm actually booked for one-on-one long-term coaching. Let me just going to give you my example of what I would do, or what I am going to do. So it's a full day. It's a day and a half, because the half day on the second day, so it's either Saturday or Sunday or whatever day they book it. The second day will do a quick 90-minute session, and then they'll be off to the photographer and a makeup artist for a brand photo shoot, so they can have pictures for their site. And